In a vibrant kingdom, there lived a princess named Adama. Unlike her sisters, Adama was often overlooked for her looks. Despite the hurtful comments, she excelled in her studies. When given the chance to speak at a festival, everything changed. Her words captivated the audience, revealing her brilliance. Then Prince Tundi approached her with unexpected admiration, but his cruel words shattered her newfound confidence. In that moment, Adama chose self-love over his approval. She transformed her life, embracing her true self. Adama became an inspiration for all, redefining beauty. Once upon a time, in a vibrant kingdom nestled in the heart of Western Nigeria, there lived a princess named Adama. She was the second daughter born to the revered King Omotayo and Queen Ifeoma. Unlike her 4 elder sisters and the many other princesses of the land, Adama was not considered beautiful. The whispers of the court often described her as less attractive, her figure being the source of much gossip. Her round physique drew attention, not in a flattering way, with some cruelly jesting that she was as round as a ball. In a society where beauty was revered, Adama lacked the features that her people deemed desirable. Whenever Adama, a 17-year-old princess, accompanied her sisters out among the suitors and noblemen, she was often overlooked, the men showering her siblings with admiration while she remained in the shadows. To compound her sorrow, Adama often overheard her family and visitors refer to her as the fat one or the dark one, descriptors that chipped away at her self-esteem. She frequently found herself disheartened by remarks such as, "We weren't talking about her, we meant the pretty one." It was a painful existence, and to hear someone call her the ugly one was a wound that never healed. Despite the unkind remarks, the royal family ensured that all the princesses received a fine education, especially since there were no male heirs to the throne. Adama, feeling unworthy of attention due to her looks, threw herself into her studies with fervor. From an early age, Adama, a young royal, decided that if she couldn't gain admiration for her appearance, she would earn it through her intellect. And so she did. Adama blossomed into one of the most brilliant young royals, her achievements echoing throughout the kingdom. However, deep down, a shadow loomed over her heart. Although people began to respect her for her knowledge and brilliance, Adama still felt unworthy of love and admiration. She believed that handsome suitors would never look her way, and thus she withdrew from discussions about romance, her heart burdened by self-doubt. One sunny afternoon, the kingdom prepared for a grand festival, an event that would bring together people from near and far, including royals from neighboring lands. However, King Omotayo, aged 55, fell ill and could not attend the festival. In a surprising turn, he requested that Adama, a 28-year-old woman known for her deep understanding of their culture, address the gathering on his behalf. Adama's heart raced with excitement as she realized the significance of this moment. For the first time, she felt seen and valued for her intellect instead of her appearance. She dedicated 3 days to crafting a speech that would encapsulate the spirit of the festival, ensuring every word resonated with the people. On the day of the festival, she sat upon the king's throne, dressed in regal attire that commanded respect, feeling a mix of pride and responsibility. As Adama, a determined young woman, surveyed the crowded arena, murmurs spread among the attendees regarding the mysterious woman seated on the king's throne. Some speculated she must be the queen, attributing her size to childbirth, while others dismissed her as a mere imposter, believing princesses were always meant to be flawless. But the chatter ceased abruptly when the rhythmic sound of the talking drums announced her readiness to speak. Adama took a deep breath, recalling the countless hours of preparation she had poured into her address. Adama, a passionate storyteller, began to speak, captivating the crowd with tales of their heritage and the beauty of their people. Each word flowed from her lips with grace and passion, moving her audience deeply as they listened intently. For an hour, she held them spellbound, weaving a tapestry of words that resonated with their shared history. As her speech concluded, A palpable silence enveloped the room, thick with anticipation and uncertainty. Fearing she had disappointed them, Adama's anxiety peaked, but then thunderous applause erupted like a wave of appreciation. The kingdom was proud of their brilliant princess, many suggesting she would one day make an excellent queen. As the festivities continued, the royals mingled and congratulated Adama, praising her accomplishments. It was during this vibrant atmosphere, as she made her way back to the king's quarters, that she felt a gentle grip on her wrist. "Excuse me, Princess Adama?" a voice chimed. Startled, she turned to see a striking young prince standing before her. He was tall, dark, and exuded a regal aura that set him apart from the crowd. Prince Tundi, a young man adorned in regal attire marked by his family's distinct symbols, approached with a warm gaze. "I am Prince Tunda from the neighboring kingdom of Echo. I have sought your attention all day," he declared, a charming smile brightening his handsome face. Adama, a young woman in her late teens, stood frozen in disbelief as her heart raced with intrigue. "Oh, I'm sorry. Is there something you need?" she stammered, her voice quivering with nervousness. "It is nothing of the sort," Tunda reassured her, his sincerity shining through. "Your speech today moved me deeply, and I wish to express my admiration in person. Your radiance and intellect are unmatched." Adama's initial shock transformed into a flurry of emotions. Had this handsome prince truly come to praise her? She searched his face for signs of mockery, but only sincerity stared back at her. They sat together in the moonlit garden, sharing stories and laughter that stretched into hours. Their connection grew with each exchanged word, and Adama found herself captivated by his kindness and charm. Adama and Tunda, who had shared countless afternoons in the garden, felt their relationship blossoming with each conversation. However, under the shade of a sprawling baobab tree, the atmosphere suddenly shifted, marking a pivotal moment in their bond. Tunda, usually warm and affectionate, spoke with an unexpected seriousness that caught Adama off guard. "Adama," he said, "when will you consider shedding this excess weight? You know I am a handsome prince with many beautiful women vying for my attention." The sting of his words pierced through her heart, leaving her feeling vulnerable and exposed. Adama, a young woman grappling with her self-image, felt the sting of Tunda's harsh words like daggers piercing her heart. "Tunda, you know I eat the same as my sisters. I will consult the royal herbalist for advice," she replied, trying to mask her hurt with a brave smile. Yet his response cut deeper as he dismissed her feelings with cruel words. "There should be no more excuses. You must take this seriously if you wish to keep my attention. You aren't even pretty, just average looking and still overweight." Adama's heart sank as tears threatened to spill over, overwhelmed by his words. Each word was a reminder of her insecurities, of how much she had invested in pleasing him. But as the weight of his expectations pressed down on her, a spark of defiance ignited within her. "You know what, Tunda?" she spoke, her voice steadier than she felt. "I love you enough to want the best for you, but I realize I can never be the person you desire. It's better to be single and happy than to be with someone who doesn't appreciate me." He laughed, an incredulous sound. "You think you will find someone else? No man will choose you." Tunda sneered, his voice dripping with contempt. "I will love myself every day of my life," she declared, her eyes sparkling with determination. "There is more to me than what you see," she continued, her voice steady and unwavering. "I know I am beautiful, brilliant and kind. I will no longer allow others to dictate my worth," she asserted, her heart full of resolve. Tunda's face darkened, and as he stormed out, he threatened, "If you let me leave without an apology, you will regret it." Adama stood her ground, feeling a newfound sense of peace wash over her. For the first time, she felt free from the chains of unworthiness that had bound her for so long. She watched as Tunda disappeared into the night, carrying with him the shadows of her past. The days that followed marked a transformation for Adama. She began to embrace her identity, shedding the layers of self-doubt that had plagued her for years. She adorned herself with beautiful garments that celebrated her curves, indulged in the hairstyles that made her feel regal, and immersed herself in activities that brought her joy. Adama, a radiant young princess, danced joyfully in the sun, her laughter ringing out as she enjoyed the company of her sisters and engaged freely with her people, unbothered by any fear of judgment. As word of her newfound confidence spread throughout the kingdom, admiration for Adama blossomed, establishing her as an inspiration for many, showcasing that beauty comes in many forms. Soon, suitors from distant lands arrived, eager to win Adama's heart, drawn not just by her beauty, but also by her sharp intellect and spirited nature. Witnessing their daughter's remarkable transformation, Adama's parents gently urged her to contemplate her future. "Time is fleeting, Adama," they implored with concern. "Choose wisely before the suitors lose interest." Adama, a determined 28-year-old woman, replied with conviction, asserting her independence. "I will take all the time needed. The right person will stay for me," she declared, her eyes sparkling with determination. "It's better to be single than to be with someone who doesn't recognize my true value," she affirmed, reflecting her self-worth. Months passed, and Adama's confidence flourished as she carved her path in the kingdom, unyielding in her beliefs. Adama became known as the princess with both beauty and brains, a role model for young girls across the land. No longer was she the fat one or the ugly one. She was Adama, a woman who demanded respect and love for all that she was. As the sun set on the kingdom, Adama reflected on her journey. She had learned the importance of self-love and the power of choosing one's worth. And as she stood poised on the balcony of her palace, she gazed at the stars above, knowing that her story was just beginning.